arc and flip at various angles. So come up, drop down, boom, snap, go here, step in, okay, push on the head, roll on the arm, here, boom, this position, side, the hand side, here. Just a throw, step, grab it, let's see, and again, Hi, Matt from Modern Samurai again. Today we're going to look at some basic back defences. Again, as always with this kind of thing, we have to bear in mind that we're using fake bats and it's not a real situation. So we can always get a bit more complicated with, fakery and with pretend. If it's happening for real, we want to try and keep it simple. So we're just going to look at a couple of little basic ideas and principles, and up to you whether you can make them work, try them, figure them out, and see how it works. Okay, so first things first. What we're going to do with this is when we look at bat defence, we've got to look at the kind of tool that it is. Now, number one is that it swings in an arc. I can poke with it, but essentially it swings in an arc. Now, a mistake a lot of people make is that they think that they can tell where it's going to land from this. But the trouble is you can't. Okay, because it could come here, it could come here, it could come here, any of the above. And when you look at the stick, guys, they'll flip as well. So they'll come in a very tight arc and flip at various angles. So if we're looking at a baseball bat swing, then that's a big swing here. If we're looking at sticks, it's slightly different. Alright, so we're going to look at some sort of baseball bat kind of stuff, and we're going to start with a fake bat. I mean, if it hits him, you feel it, but it's fake, so it's not going to break anything. And so all we're looking at is just a basic swing towards the head. So from here, as he swings, look, if I stand still, he's going to get me. Come again. If I just put my arm up, I'm going to get my arm broken, generally speaking. So I need to cover ground. I need to get past this power arc, okay? So I need to get in tight to him. If I stand here, come back, now swing your back. See, it's very hard for him to actually come around with any force. So that's what I want to do. I want to come into that. So the first one we're going to do is we're basically going to come forward. I'm going to aim at his shoulder here, and I'm shooting my arm forward. My hands are coming up. So if you just lift your back, don't swing it in a minute. So here, look, I'm shooting forward like this. Alright, so I'm looking to connect with his jaw and his face. When I'm practicing, I'll come chest, and this arm shoots through this way. Alright, so from here, look, from my stance as he goes to swing, boom, shoot in here. Now from this position, I'm dropping down on his arm here, pushing against the side of his head. As I do so, I'm pulling and spinning, boom, this way, here, look. Okay, taking the bat from his hand. Now it may fall on the floor, it might stay here. If it stays here, I can get complicated. I can then grab it, come back, strike into something like the knee, look to incapacitate him, and look to escape. Alright, more often than not, it'll just fall to the floor, in which case I want to try and kick it out of range. Okay, so once more. So here, look, as he comes, I'm stepping forward, look, coming in tight, dropping the arm on his arm, pushing on his head, spinning this way. Alright, so let's try that then. So guys, so one of the points on this is the connection that I was saying about was as the arm comes here and I shoot in here, I want to be in tight. Now what I'm not doing now is dropping the arm and then sliding back like this, because by doing so I've lost all this connection, I've lost all this force that I want to bring to bear. Alright, so as I come into this here, what I'm doing is I'm locking on the arm and pivoting mostly on the spot. So you should feel quite a distinct difference. I'm quite tight here, and I've still got a lot of energy I can give here. All right. Whereas here, I'm right at the end of what I've got. Here, I'm in really tight, where I can explode around. See now, look, this is now where I've got that final sort of thrust at this point here. Boom. See, for that final. Yep. So if we do that one more time, so if you throw at me, so from here, look, throw, boom, come up, drop down, boom, snap around here. Okay, now that time I lost the bat, so that's fine. We still got it off him, that's the main thing. Okay. All we're going to do now is just add on like a little sort of strike, if you will. Again, it depends on whether or not you manage to contain the bat. So if he comes this time, look, and I control here, and I come into my position here, I rotate round, and I take the bat from him this way, and I've still got a hold of it here. Now, what I can do is I can come around and grab hold here and look to target him. Now, again, if we're looking at the laws on self-defense, so on and so forth. If he's trying to hit me in the head, technically I suppose I could hit him back in the head. The problem with that is if I do this, there's a very good chance that I could seriously injure him or even kill him. All right, so it might be a better option. I'm still going to get a result. I'm still going to, stop him from attacking me, is if I come into, say, the knee joint, something like that. All right, so if we look at this now, so once more there. So he comes in, I come from my block here, I drop down, I rotate, I take it, I come around, and here, boom, I look to come in this way. All right, so it's just some ideas. Okay. All right, so we're going to look at a very simple variation of this now. So the same thing is what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a situation where we're closing that space really quickly. But to go forward, we want to obviously protect ourselves. So, just running blindly towards an armed assailant is never a good idea. The good news is, almost certainly, if they've got a weapon, that's what they're going to use. So it's very unlikely, if I can just have a bat for a moment, it's very unlikely that they're going to have a bat and then go boink. Okay, so on the one hand of the coin, they've got a weapon, it's not good. On the other hand of the coin, we're reasonably certain about what's going to be heading our way. And so if he's got a right-handed swing, it's coming from the right-hand side, so on and so forth. So we can tell a lot before we do anything. So in this instance, what I'm doing is I'm basically creating a wall. So my arm is coming down, this arm is coming up, not my hand, my whole arm. And what I'm doing is I'm putting up my shoulder, tucking my chin down behind it, bringing my arm up as high as it will go, and this arm comes down. And what I'm doing is I'm stepping forward into it like this. Again, I'm aiming for the shoulder. So from this position, look, as the back comes, boom, here. Now from this position, I'm pushing down on the head, up on the arm, here. So I'm just literally switching, boom, this position. Okay, now from this position here now, I can reach up, again, grab the bat. Again, if I have to, I can hit him, I can control him. We'll move on to that now in a moment. So just once more so we can see what we're doing there. So from my non-aggressive stance here, so I'm up. Okay. So he then throws, I step in, okay, push on the head, roll on the arm, here, boom, this position. Reach up, grab the bat, pull from here. Okay, so that's the first part on this, guys. So if we try that. Alright, so just again, a couple of little points on this. Now, some of the things that's important to sort of remember is, regardless of whether he's got a bat or not, we can utilise these kind of things. If it was empty hand, the same would apply. We're just going to, maybe slightly different stuff. Now, as he comes again here, now this position of bump here. Now, I'm pushing on here, rotating on here. Now, as I bring this up to here, now the problem I'm going to have is that if I stay here for any length of time, he's got an arm free, he's going to think of other things to do. So what I might do at this point, or what you could do at this point, is now you could just, put in a couple of strikes just to give him things to think about. No problem with that whatsoever. You can hit here, back of the neck. We can come in with knees or into the face with knees. Yeah, I can literally just hook on him and rip him. There's all sorts of things at this point. Okay, but from this point here, look, what I'm looking to do is take the bat here. Now, if I grab the bat here and I start pulling towards me, I'm aiming for the weakest part of his grip. Yeah? So I'm not going strength on strength. Look, at this point here, if I leverage, it's going to come through the weakest part of the grip. Right, so positioning for the choke itself. So as you come here, look, same. Now, this is where we get a little different, right? Now, what I'm doing is I'm blading my body around a little bit more, so my hip comes more into him. Now, the hand comes under, and I'm coming underneath here. Now, from this position, I'm hooking on. So what I'm doing, look, is I'm turning, and I'm pushing it past my hip, so his head's gone past me this way. Now, from this position, if we think about lifting the handbrake of a car, keeping the elbow there and lifting the handbrake, that's essentially what I'm doing. So from that position with it hooked on here, look, I just push down with my elbow, lift up with my hand as if I was pulling on a handbrake, and that gives me that choke position. Okay, just simple as that. All right, so that's the basic movement for that one. Right, so we're going to move on and we're going to look at the last one on this. So here, if we come back round a moment, back round to this side. There we go. Now, the energy from this swing, if you just take the swing a minute and just put it on my hand, is going this way. So I'm basically going to take that line first. So if he throws the swing and I step here, look, see, I'm going out of the way of that swing. Now, that's well and good, but it's not going to stop him. So as he throws that, what I'm actually going to do is connect and use his energy to bring him round, alright? Now, I'm not actually launching him at the moment because, well, I don't want to, alright? But as as he goes here, from here he goes to throw, step, grab him, let's see. And again, I'm not actually launching him, but he fell over that time, even though that wasn't necessarily my intention. But it is a very powerful thing. It's quite deceptive because its simplicity is so, it's so easy to do, it makes people think that, well, it can't be that effective. So if you just stay still there. So all I'm doing, look, from my position here is I'm stepping with my right leg in this instance, grabbing onto his head. Okay, so I'm just literally latching onto his head. As I do so, I'm stepping and pivoting and spinning him around. Of course, I can throw him down, I can just throw him round. This is quite a powerful movement. So I'm going to do it one more time there. Again, I'm not going to do it full tilt, but just so we get the understanding. Okay, so from my position here, he goes to throw, grab, control him round. All right, let's try that, guys. Right, so just wanted to show this now. Where are we grabbing with this? Now, obviously, in the heat of the moment, you're just going to go whatever you can get. But essentially, from this position here, if I look to come onto the ears, I can literally pop, as if you was popping the eardrums. I'm literally, boom, going to grab this way here. So I can come in like that, and I can use that as a point here. I can come in lower along the jawline here again. If we look at, striking like this, it's a similar motion. I can do the same thing double-handed. All right, so I can just latch on. So that's all I'm doing. Basically, is wherever I get, I'm just latching on. But ideally, I tend to aim for the ears at this point because then you get, sort of a win-win. I just get that extra oomph. So even if I don't manage to get the throw, what have you, if I can impact on that strike, it's going to get me something where I can, hopefully work with. Yeah, I'm just trying to take his mind off hitting me with that thing. All right, so basically, head for the ears. Head in here like this, and as I turn him, what I'm doing is I'm pivoting him. So at this point, I'm pulling him and using my body weight to pull him and spin him. Alright, and as I said, I don't have to let him go, I don't have to throw him, I can control him here like this, and then come into other things. Alright? Okay, good, well done.